Now we're going to discuss your grad status form and your senior year courses. In the email that you received regarding summer registration, 2 additional documents included your grad status form, which is completed through spring semester 1, and a copy of your course request forms that we met with you before we left on spring break to discuss. You're going to need both of those items in order to complete the next step of your summer registration process. So, in front of you, you should have your grad status and your course requests. Those are going to help inform our decisions in our conversation about checking off each of the graduation requirements on your grad status. Now, this example we have here shows that the student fulfilled their world history requirement with AP European History. Many of you might have completed it with world history at the college prep level, History 155, or even History 137 in your sophomore year. For the U.S. history, this student at the end of spring semester 1 had not yet completed the course, but at the end of the school year earned a P mark for the second semester. Some of you might have completed History 181, History 119, or even History 108 and History 109 at the community college. Students that did fulfill these requirements through a college course will only see one letter grade in these boxes, and that's okay. You will have met your graduation requirement. So you can go ahead and check off the met box as long as you have both the world history and U.S. history requirements fulfilled. The next area is English. You have your 9th grade English, your 10th grade English, and 11th grade English. My sample student here has completed all 3 years of English, leaving only his senior year of English that needs to be completed. So if I look over at his course requests, I'll see that he's requested English for Business. You can go ahead and jot down your senior English course on your form. And then I'm going to check that off on my list to know that that class has been placed on my grad status, and I know that it has been requested, and I'm checking off that requirement once I successfully pass it. Moving on to the next section is mathematics. This student has successfully completed Algebra 1, Geometry, and was in Algebra 2. At the end of spring semester 1, the student did not pass Algebra 2C2. Fortunately, though, the student was provided an opportunity to repeat Algebra 2C2 and was able to earn a P. So the student has fulfilled the graduation requirement for mathematics. There are boxes open for a 4th year of math, and many of you have opted to take statistics, and we are going to encourage you to continue with that class for senior year. This student has not opted to take any further math classes, and therefore it's not listed on the list of course requests. The next graduation requirement is Area D, and this student has fulfilled that graduation requirement with biology for his life science and chemistry for his physical science. You'll note the grades there are all listed and the met box is checked off. For their language other than English, the student was taking American Sign Language and had successfully completed first year and ended the school year with a P mark for ASL 3-4, fulfilling the requirement and earning the X in the met box. Moving over to the next half of the school year, the visual and performing art course is fulfilled. This student took choir, successfully passed it, and that box is checked off as met. And that leaves their Area G, Political Science and Economics. Those are both senior year elective courses. So you'll note on the form, we have Political Science requested, and he also has Economics requested to fulfill his graduation requirements. Once the student successfully passes those classes, the met box will be checked off. If we continue on to the courses that are required and other requirements outside of the A to Gs, you'll see that the PE requirement has already been fulfilled, either by taking an actual PE course. So all students are required to take 9th grade PE, and you'll see this listed as individual sports and team sports, or one box worth of the graduation requirement, the equivalent to 1 semester, can be fulfilled by participating in a sport. And so this student in 10th grade participated in baseball and was able to get that one box checked off, but they've also participated in advanced weight training and they earned a grade there as well, checking that box off. The next requirement in here is the technology requirement, and in ninth grade, the student took tech discoveries. And then you'll find community service. The student has earned a total of 300 hours, which is fantastic, of the 40-hour requirement required. So this student has fulfilled that graduation requirement. The next area down includes the sophomore interview, and 100% of you should either have AP because you've passed, or you came to Helix after sophomore year and we went ahead and waived the sophomore interview requirement for you. The next area is senior project, and by now you've probably heard that requirement's been waived. So you do not have to preoccupy yourself or worry about the senior project requirements. This next area is your college credit. And in order to graduate Helix, you must earn some level of college credit. That might be by passing an AP test. If I look down here, I noted earlier that the student took AP Euro, but when they took the AP Euro test, they only earned a 2. So they were not able to check off the college credit requirement. Or it might be by earning college credit. In this box, it's a little difficult to see, but you'll see that the student took Business 195, which has fulfilled that credit. Or we do have classes that earn articulated credit, such as digital art, theater 110, film productions, and child development. For those of you that have selected those courses and added them to your course request list, we've already had a conversation about those articulated opportunities with you. So that goes over the check boxes for the graduation requirement, but we do want to have more conversation with you about the college readiness testing, and that'll be coming up in a video shortly. In the meantime, some things to consider about your senior year. First off, you want to make sure that as you're going through the grad status form, you are checking off all of the graduation requirements and you're fulfilling what you need to do. We also want you to recognize that colleges do want rigor in your senior year. Many of you took advantage of this opportunity over the summer to take college courses. That was not something that you should have been doing to free up time in senior year, but to continue the rigor that you've maintained in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. So colleges do expect that your 12th grade year does mimic the rigor that you had in your 9th, 10th, and 11th grade years. And lastly, we want you to make sure that you're balancing your time. Do not take on more than is healthy for you. Keep in mind, you'll also be juggling your college applications, financial aid, and a variety of other things in senior year. We want this to be an enjoyable time for you, and we don't want you to become stressed or overwhelmed. If you have any questions about these graduation requirements, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll do our best to answer you through email. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.